So when we came out of the cafe, gotten a little bit cooler, so I've got the long sleeve shirt going. And I'm not sure it's done raining for the day, so my poncho is out, easy to get to. Got a few more hours of daylight. So just do a couple more miles, find a good spot to camp. Start it all over again tomorrow. Just left the river trail, and now we get to go up. Still kind of drippy. I don't think it's raining, but I'm looking forward to finding a campsite. Clouds are kind of low. There's hot springs down there. And I've got more up to do. It's getting foggy again. It's getting a little bit windy. Came from down there. The clouds are lifting. I can see a little ways. If it continues at this rate, I might even see the sun today. I just had to walk over here because the sun is out. So, it's a little bit after 5. I'm going to go over there and get some water from the water source. And then I'm going to go up and start looking for a good spot to camp. Hopefully the sun will stay out for a little while and I can dry some stuff out before it sets. There's a dam out here, and I'm not sure why. Somebody in the notes said that the water didn't look very good. Looks all right to me. I've drank worse. It's after 6. Still carrying that water. There's a flat spot back 4/10 of a mile or so. I already had 4/10 in it. And the spots that were left didn't look very good, so I figured I had time. Keep going. Hopefully find something a little bit better. Just came from down there, from up there. Gonna cross a highway. 7 o'clock. Still looking for a good flat spot. But the sun's out. Whenever I get out from under trees to enjoy it. So I want to make camp, but there's no way I'm camping next to the highway in some spot where people dump trash. So the next marked spot on the map is 2.5 miles of up. So nothing to do but start going that way. I hope I find something before that though. I think I found my spot. So yeah, I wasn't going to camp right down there on the road. We're right up here above the road. There's that spot I just poo-pooed. Thinking about 2.5 miles of uphill after 7 o'clock made me think that this right here looks like a good spot. Getting ready to go to bed, but the whippoorwills are singing. Actually got up a little bit earlier today, getting ready to take off. That is as close to a sunrise as I'm going to have for a little bit, because the trail goes off over that way and around. So, got camp broke. Gonna see how long before it rains today, if I can air out some socks and stuff. Time to get started. Camp was over there, and no matter what, today's gonna be more uphill than down. I wasn't really expecting steps right off the gate, right off the bat. Looks a little cloudy or smoke or foggy over there. Clear here. There's the sun, still going up. Went over the Rich Mountain Camp, so now I'm getting like a mile of downhill. Saw some hikers I hadn't seen for a while, so that was cool. So distracted that I didn't get any footage, but take my word for it. I came from up there, and I'm going down. Came from over there, across this road. Now for the next close to 2 miles, 1 3/4, it's going to be kind of a little bit of up at a time. Not planning on it being too bad. Just came up over there. And I'm going up there. Breeze is still pretty cool. Kind of makes for a comfortable, I'm sweating, but the breeze is cool. Nice weather. And it's not raining. This is the Spring Mountain Shelter. Not huge, but it'd be better than nothing in a rainstorm. The shelter was over there somewhere. I'm gonna have some steep downhill followed by a little up. But over the next 5 miles, it's gonna be more down than up. And then it's gonna be like 5 miles straight of up. So I'm gonna try to enjoy it if I can. Some parts of the trail are feeling very green tunnely today. Allen Gap, I've done about 9 miles, 11:30. There's some trail magic over here. Gonna go check it out. All right, Miss Marlene gave me a poem, a little Mountain Dew, a honey bun, and a bag of Cheetos. Here in a little bit, I'm gonna start a 5-mile uphill stretch. And I'm hoping all those extra calories are gonna kick in and help me just skip right up the mountain. So it's closer to noon now. Still got 9 miles done though. And look how much it's not raining. Feeling good about today. So far it's been alternating between pretty steep to pretty level. This is a little Laurel shelter, about halfway up that 5-mile climb. All right, the 5.5 of up is done. For the next 5.5, it's a little up, a little down. In the notes, it sounds like it might get rocky. But it's like 3-something in the afternoon. Plenty of daylight left. Yeah, so it's getting a little rocky. So I just drank 3/4 of a liter, filtered a liter. It's 4 o'clock. So I feel like I still have a few more miles in me. There's really room for all kinds of tents here. Let's see how the trail looks. How rocky can it get? Came from down there. Going up there. It's getting rockier. It says that this is White Rock Cliff. going that way. It's a bit rocky, but it's not like it's straight uphill rocky, so got that going for me. Less than 5 miles from where I'll start looking for camp. Not bad. So, I don't need the bad weather trail. I don't know if I've mentioned how happy I am that it's not raining on me today. Anyway, this sounds like it'll be fun. Let's see what it looks like. Getting a little bit more rocky. All right, here we go. Exposed ridge. Took a little while to get to anything that seemed exposed. Quest is up here with me. We're both talking about how much we like climbing on rocks. All right, so we had some rocks to scramble up to get here. And I think we're going to have some rocks before we get to the campsite. Came from over there and almost kept going, which would have been downhill. But kind of see these blazes. That's the way I'm going. That's the way to go. All right, looks like I'm done with the big rocks. Not gonna lie, they slowed me down quite a bit, but I think it was totally worth it. Now just a couple miles from, there's a shelter that has a water source. Hopefully I can find a good flat spot around there. I'm not really feeling like sleeping in a shelter tonight. It's been a good day. I think it's going to be a 20-mile day for me. First one I've had on this trail. So that's something good. Yeah, that 1.4 miles took me a while. Coming up on the shelter pretty quick, and I can already hear voices. So it's 6:30. Still need to get some water, so I went ahead and made my camp. There's hikers everywhere. This is the part that's like the least busy right now. See if Nugs or any of the other hikers I know get down here, but I'm going to go get some water and drop off some naproxen for a Quest whose ankles have been hurting them. There's my water source. And unlike usual, I had to hike uphill to get to it. Shelter's down there a little ways. So it's 7:45. I've eaten dinner, gotten water, and the breeze turned off pretty cold outside. So here I am in my tent, getting ready to go to see if I can get some early shut-eye. Hopefully get up early tomorrow. I actually did 21 miles, not just 20. Other people are doing bigger miles, but that was a big deal for me, so I'm pretty pleased. Got my coffee drank. Gonna run up and visit the privy, then break camp and get started. Just left the camp. Not the earliest start that I've had, but not the latest either. Starting with a little uphill over Big Butt Mountain. Butt is like a, was it It's a mispronunciation of Butte in this case, but that's the name of it, Big Butt Peak. Oh yeah. So the wind was blowing pretty good whenever I went to bed. 2 o'clock this morning, I woke up and the wind had stopped. And I was sweating, had to reposition sleeping bag and adjust layers. And then I laid there. I thought I was awake for a while. Next thing I know, it's 4 o'clock. And then 6 o'clock, the birds started singing. But notice how it's not raining. Pretty good morning so far. I switched back to coming up over there. I'm gonna go over there. Just came over. Gonna keep on going. This is nice. I could do this for 2,000 miles from Georgia to Maine. I see a big crack, but this isn't Big Butt Mountain yet. Getting a little bit rocky. I'm not taking the bypass. Just had to get the sign. Thought I was going up to Big Butt. I see a white blaze on the tree ahead of me, so it says I'm going the right direction. They're going to let me go down so I can climb up. And I guess that's the up. This is the peak of Big Butt. I almost missed it. The path kind of went way down and crawled up rocks over here. Turnoff was right here, like 30 foot. And the bypass came around here. Would have brought me to the same spot. May have been a little bit easier. So the next 5 miles is more down than up. Last little bit's going to be steep, but hopefully I can make some miles, have another good mile day. This morning my right foot hurt just a little whenever I got up. But it felt better by the time I had camp broken, so time to pack up and go. Pretty easy going for the last half mile or so. Going down that way. Came down there. Heading down here. Came from down there. Heading up there. Just had a quarter mile, maybe, I don't know, 250 foot of elevation gain. A little bit steep, enough to get the sweat flowing. Just shed a layer. Might be another warm day. I'm still feeling good. Over 5 miles done so far, so. Don't know if it'll be a big mile day, but my legs and my feet are holding up okay. With the lack of rain, my feet have been fairly dry. I think my shoes dried out more thoroughly last night. I took the insoles out, and that wind that we had feeling pretty good. Came from that way. I'm going this way. And I've decided I don't mind these little rocks so much. My feet were pretty sore from the big rocks. I think these little rocks I can handle just fine. I like big rocks. Almost to the end of my easy part of my day and start the big uphill after I get to Rector Laurel Road. This is Devil's Fork Gap, not Rector Laurel Road, so still another half mile before I start my big climb of the day. And this big climb is only going to be 3 miles, and it looks like about 1,500 foot of elevation gain. So hopefully I can handle it. So here's Rector Laurel Road. So I've done 10 miles by noon. See how the rest of the day goes. Time for my big uphill. Here's some water though, so I might grab a big I don't know when sock water went through here, but I've seen this before. Somebody needs to take away a Sharpie. Looks like a lot of trees just got tired and laid down.
I'm gonna get one more picture and be out of the way.
No problem. I've seen better. I think I'm going to cross the stream one more time. Last time crossing it, I think this is like Sugarloaf Branch. 1.5 miles of up, and then a couple more miles to water. So I'm done with the 3 mile uphill. Slowed me down a little bit. It's getting close to 2 o'clock. Got a little down, a little up, and then it should be mostly down for a few miles. So I need water. It's about 4 miles to the next water. So I'm walking down to this shelter. I'm going to do about 0.3 to the water source and 0.3 miles back. But no backpack. So that doesn't count. Just taking the water filter in bottles. Looks like the water's that way. Nope. The water's this way. So that took a while. I think it's 0.1 to the shelter, 0.4 or something, 0.3 to the water. It's a really nice water source. Man, it took forever to walk down here. So I'm going to get some water, drink it, and take a break. Just a little bit till 4. Quite a hike to get the water, and I took a nice long break. Been 15 and a half. But I've got a few more hours of hiking in me, so I drank a liter and I took a liter, 4 miles to the next reliable water. And the water source after that's not very reliable, so probably get some water in 4 miles and start looking for a place to camp. That was a pretty steep little climb coming up from the shelter. And then now the downhill looks pretty steep too. Staying in the shelter sounds better and better. But not today. I've got daylight and need to do miles. This is Sam's Gap. Like walking down into gaps, but it means I'm going to have to walk uphill out of it. And I think I'm going to have to follow the road underneath it over there. It's 5 o'clock. So I've got several hours of daylight left, but there's looks like there's plenty of room for me to sleep up there if I wanted to. Came under the bridge, walked over there, and then Going up this way, about 1.25 miles to water. Then I'll start looking for a flat spot to camp. It's just right after 6. And here's the water source I was talking about. And whereas I have another good hour and a half of hiking daylight, this next part is going to be steep. So not only do I want to do it with morning legs, I don't want to do it carrying 3 extra liters of water. So I think I'm going to look around, find me a flat spot to camp, get some water. Maybe I can get an earlier start tomorrow. Well, now I wish I went ahead and wore my backpack up here. This up here looks like it will do. One dead branch right there. So I've got plenty of opportunities. So gonna get some water, bring my pack up here and make camp. Not getting an early start. Woke up plenty early, just going slow. I don't like to rush out of camp. I was going to set up over here, but there's a dead branch right up here. So I set up over there, and there's cell service here. I was sitting talking to Mom and Dad. And that dead branch right there fell from up there. So pay attention when you're making camp. Look for dead limbs above you. Well, I think it's time to get started. I'm ready. Done with the first half mile of up this morning. I've got plenty more of up to do since I have to go over Big Bald. And the guide says I have a good view of Big Bald to the north, which would be over there. But on the map, it looks like it's northeast. So somewhere over there, 4.5 miles by trail, is Big Bald. And that'll be the high point of my hike today. And then it'll be downhill. 23.3 miles total if I make it all the way to Erwin. It's going to start raining at some point. So it'd be nice to be indoors whenever that starts. I hope all the birds are being picked up by the microphone. It is just a super peaceful morning. Still a nice morning. Got some more uphill, but the uphills again kind of been broken up by a little bit of flat or down. Not a bad day. There's an alternate around Big Bald. Not gonna take it. The weather's nice. I hope the view is worth it. Little yellow or white flowers are back. While I'm not as congested, I can actually smell them. They smell flowery. Still a little bit more up to go. The name of this bald is Big, because they are very creative this side of the Mississippi. It's a little bit windy. I didn't check to make sure my external mic worked after the rain. Gonna be going this way over here. Haven't gone very far from Big Bald. Here's what looks like a fireplace. Not much of a chimney. Some rocks. This is a really nice one of these, whatever that is. I guess it's just a table. In which case, it's not that great of a table. Fireplace with the windbreak. Would have been cozy if I had 5 more miles in me yesterday, but okay, back to the trail. I'm easily distracted. Came from up there and having a pretty pleasant downhill. I didn't look at the profile to know how long it'll last. I'm just going to try to enjoy it. Here's the view from the other side of Little Bald. Coming down from Little Bald Shelter, have still like 15.5 miles to Erwin, but it's about 2 parts downhill for every 1 part uphill. And then these, which I really think I should know the name of but don't, are in bloom over here on this side. I don't think I saw them blooming before. I've seen them leaf out, but not blooming. Not the same little white flowers from before, and the air is buzzing with bees. It's also getting a little bit warm. Yeah, I want to make it to town, but I don't want to skip anything either, so I'm going to go on up. This is High Rocks, totally different from High Rock that I was at yesterday. Here I am on High Rocks. Now the way I came from over these rocks here. It didn't really look like that much of a trail. I'm wondering if I missed a trail, because it looks like there's an easier way down this way. Anyway, back to hiking, trying to get to Erwin. Down from up there. Gonna get some water from that stream over there and continue on down that way. Just a pretty little clearing. A lot of mayaples. So I was just checking. I've got about 12 miles to town, and I've done about 12 miles, and it's 1:45. I think I did most of my uphill this morning, so if I can stay on track, I figure out I'll be to town by 8. So we won't be able to resupply tonight, but hopefully I can order a pizza, get a room, take a bath. So, some folks had some trail magic set up, trying to make miles, but how do I say no to a can of soda, little sandwich, and then all kinds of fruits and snacks and stuff. But I still got 12 miles to go, so I got to get after it. About halfway up that mile of up right after the gap. Alright, the uphill wasn't bad. Now it's going to go flat, then a little bit of downhill, just a tiny bit of uphill, and then it's going to be woo 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 for a few miles, then down into town. I think I'm down to like 10 miles at 3 o'clock. Easy, no problem. I'm not worried. Starting to get willow bush flashbacks. This is Devil's Creek Gap. And what I really like about this gap is that I get to hike down out of it instead of up. If I haven't mentioned it before, I like going down more than up. And away we go. Seen the bottoms of some trees, but this one's actually upside down. Yeah, that was silly. Anyway, enjoying this downhill. This is the No Business Knob Shelter. There's some hikers in there, so I'm not going to take any video up closer. But it looks a little bit more modern than the other ones. All right, so now I've got about 3.5 miles of little ups and little downs. There's one dip in the middle, but I don't know. Hopefully it'll be great. Well, close to a mile in, and the up doesn't last long enough to wear me down, so it almost seems flat. Although there are some spots where the rocks and roots make it a little bit difficult to find your footing. But I feel like I'm making good time. There's not much in the way of a view, but every now and then I think it's kind of neat when the trail turns into a tunnel like this. Anyway, still feel like I'm making good time. Haven't checked the mileage lately, but it might be my imagination. But the little ups and downs seem to have gotten bigger and steeper since I got close to town. I know I'm trying to hurry up and get to town, but it looks like it got a little scorched up here. And everything I see that I think is neat, I want to show you guys. But it's scorched on this side, not on this side, which makes me wonder if it was controlled burn or not. I'll ask somebody in town when I get there. These blooms are becoming more pronounced now. This is the Nola Chucky River. Might have to watch my pronunciation on that. I'm up here on rocks. I'm going to walk across that bridge tomorrow. That over there is Erwin, Tennessee, where in a couple of miles I hope to hitch a ride in, get a room. Not a bad view. Alright, time for me to figure out how I'm going to get into town. I can't get a ride, then my 23-mile day might turn into a 27-mile day. Looks like there's some advertisements aimed at hikers here. Let's see what we've got. First of all, it's cool whenever trees eat fences. Coffee house. Tap room. Outdoor supply. Alright. Let me figure this out. So that's where I came down. This is Uncle Johnny's hostel. And they do rides to town for their guests. And I was kind of already looking at getting a private room, Wi-Fi, just quiet time. So that's what I'm going to do. It's 10 till 8. On my way. So Uncle Johnny's and the trail is over there, the bridge. And I am hitching. Wasn't really clear on the shuttle situation. It's only like 4 miles. Maybe I'll get a bite. I got a ride. There's a lot of good folks out here. All right, so it's 9:30 and I haven't gotten anything done yet. I'm at the Super 8. It's not the cleanest, or I mean, I guess it's clean. Just the carpet needs replacing. Some of the duvets have burn marks in them. I just want to mainly tell you a story. I got a ride in a pickup truck in the back of it and got out, and I saw that, or went to update my video and realized I didn't have my phone. So I got my backup phone out and was blowing up the phone. Finally, I got an answer. They had gone home, found my phone, didn't want to answer it because it wasn't their phone. They came back to the Super 8, but I had gone to the gas station to get Diet Coke, which they didn't have Diet Coke. They had Diet Pepsi. But they answered, told them where I was at. They came over and gave me my phone back. Still wouldn't let me pay for gas. And so that's what I've been dealing with. Domino's was closing because they didn't have enough people. So I ordered pizza from Primo's. And I will tell you what that's like whenever it gets here. I'm going to edit and upload a video, take a bath, do laundry, do all of that stuff, and be checked out by 11 o'clock in the morning. Got devices charging. That's a very important step. So Primo's wasn't cheaper than Domino's, but I can say that it was better than Domino's. I thought I'd have the name on there. Anyway, I'm glad Domino's was closing early tonight. Now I'm going to edit and upload the video.